Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
And we have to begin Local 4 News at 5 with the weather. High winds all across the region. You probably won't like what's expected to come after it either, unfortunately.
Yeah, right now DTE says 26,000 customers are without power across southeast Michigan. That's down from more than 50,000 earlier in the day. And we have really been on a roller coaster ride with the weather this week.
Or the whole couple of months, actually, lately.
Yeah.
Let's start things off here at 5 with Paul, though the wind is moving out, Paul.
Yeah, we keep joking about everything except the kitchen sink. I almost feel like we had the kitchen sink thrown at us today. I mean, fortunately, these gusts, though, have settled down into the 20 to 30 mile per hour range in many areas. So that's certainly a piece of good news. We were gusting to 50 miles per hour or greater earlier on today. All right, here's Old Glory. Man, those flags are flying there. Still, we have a lot of wind out there, but again, not as bad as earlier. Temperatures have crashed. Some of us started this day in the 60s, and we have now fallen into the low to mid 40s. And you can imagine it feels colder because of that breeze. Storm Tracker 4 showing just a few sprinkles, couple of very light little batches of raindrops. I almost don't want to call them showers, just very light little batches of sprinkles and little raindrops. But those will be through over the next few hours. If you're heading down to the Pistons game, though, you're coming downtown, you may encounter a few of those drops getting to and from the car, but temperatures falling through the evening. You'll be in the upper 30s and still breezy by the end of the game, maybe a couple of flakes. We'll talk about your weekend forecast coming up in just 2 minutes, guys.
And as the wind starts to die down, a whole bunch of people have been left in the dark.
Exactly right. Check out this video from St. Clair Shores. We've had several trees down there, and that's one of many locations across southeast Michigan. Victor Williams live on that part of the story. He's actually in Madison Heights, where he's following efforts to get the power back on there. Victor?
Yes, Devin and Pamela, thousands and thousands of people are still in the dark. Notice behind me that DTE truck over there right underneath that power line that they had spent some time working on, trying to get people back restored, because we know that this is leading to a whole lot of other problems.
An early morning of heavy winds.
It woke me up this morning, yeah.
Oh my God.
It was bad. It was really bad.
I actually got up one time and looked out my back window, and stuff was flying around.
Leads to a day without power for tens of thousands, including Molly Parks and Eddie Diaz in Madison Heights.
There was smoke involved, there was almost a little fire, and the trees are all on the power line here. Everyone is out of power.
I just got out of the shower, and 2 minutes later, all the power's gone out.
Crews spent hours taking care of that issue, as well as a downed utility pole on 12 Mile.
Nope, this is the setup.
As a result, Molly now has to work from her car.
I just turned on my hotspot with my phone, and I've got my phone plugged into my car, and that's how I'm working today. I let my boss know. She was awesome about it, but just a weird set of circumstances.
But another business definitely missing out on work is Universe Electric on John R.
You cannot sell a light without having the light on.
Although the company is now operating on a backup generator, it's not enough to maintain the daily operations.
Everything is operated by power. Your phone, your computers, everything depends on power.
Molly is just glad that no one was hurt, at least in her area.
I'm just hoping everyone's safe, because I heard from, I think, another neighbor that something was smoking, so I'm just really worried about everyone. It looks kind of like a disaster over there.
And we're told that power should be restored for 95% of DTE customers by tomorrow evening. In Madison Heights, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Hopefully
Devin.
sooner. All right, Victor. The folks at Click on Detroit have built some one-stop shopping here to track the outages and weather alerts across Metro Detroit. You can find that on the homepage at clickondetroit.com. Today, the defense rested in the trial of the 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer.
Closing arguments are expected tomorrow, and then the case goes to the jury. But before that happens, Governor Whitmer weighed in with her thoughts on the trial thus far.
I see the headlines and I see all the some of the depraved things that were talked about, and it's jarring. I'm an ordinary person in an extraordinary role, serving in an extraordinary time.
And some of the most explosive moments at the trial came today as one of the defendants, Daniel Harris, took the stand. Sean Lay joins us live with that part of the story. And Sean, things got pretty heated in there.
Pamela, this was intense from the very start. Prosecutors reminded the jury that a member of the group named Dan was so alarmed by what he was hearing from the group, he went to police. He ended up becoming an informant. That led to this wild exchange between the prosecutor and the defendant on the stand, Daniel Harris. Prosecutor Jonathan Roth, quote, Dan Chappell called police. Daniel Harris interrupted, blurting out, he's a B word. Roth, tell me about that, sir. Harris telling the prosecutor what to do by saying, next question. Roth, no. Tell me why he is a B word. Harris, he gets scared by memes, scared by words. Yet you say you went to Iraq, but words hurt you and scare you. You're a B word. Words are words. Harris framed that all the weapons training was to keep his military skills sharp, to be ready if everything goes to expletive, saying if there's no government, they need to protect themselves. Harris admits he made explosives because he says blowing things up was fun. But a secret recording was played of Harris telling the group that he knew someone who could make explosives for them, leading to this fiery exchange. Prosecutor Roth, you were looking for a bomb maker, yes? Harris saying FBI informant named Dan told him to. Dan wanted me to, yes. Roth was angry. You were looking for a bomb maker, he said. Harris, at Dan's direction. Judge Yonker stepped right in saying everyone can take it down a notch. Very intense there on the witness stand all day long. Daniel Harris said 20 times absolutely no when he was asked if he had agreed to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Pamela, live at 6 o'clock. Harris testifying in his own defense actually had some choice words for the governor. We'll share them with you at 6.
And Sean, Harris is a Marine who was honorably discharged. How and why did he get involved with the Wolverine Watchmen?
Came back home to Auburn Hills, was living with his mom and dad. He got a high-level security job, he said, that was going to send him to do airport security in Kabul, Afghanistan, but COVID hit. He had a lot of time on his hands. He said he went on his phone, found a Facebook page of guys that had the same views as he did.
All right, Sean, thank you for that report.
President Biden announcing new steps today to try to bring down the record high gas prices, trying to ease the burden on American families amid new polling showing more Americans blame the president than the Russian war on Ukraine, for example, for the rising prices. Alice Barr in Washington with the latest.
Good evening. President Biden today announcing the largest ever release from U.S. strategic oil reserves, up to 180 million barrels over 6 months, though Republican leaders say it's still just a drop in the bucket. With the war in Ukraine and strict sanctions on Russia disrupting the global fuel supply, President Biden today announcing new steps to reduce soaring gas prices here at home, while pinning the blame squarely on Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Putin's war is imposing a cost on America and our allies.
The president planning to release a record 1 million barrels of oil a day from U.S. strategic reserves over the next 6 months.
This is a wartime bridge.
Republican leaders saying the president needs to focus on making it easier to produce energy in America.
We have the ability to not only meet our own energy needs, but to help the Europeans meet theirs.
President Biden is urging U.S. oil companies to increase production, today calling on Congress to make oil producers pay fees on wells from federal land leases they aren't using.
Start producing or pay the price for their inaction.
The Biden White House also invoking the Defense Production Act to support processing materials for the batteries in electric cars.
To speed the transition to a clean energy future.
The announcements coming as a new NBC News poll shows far more Americans blame President Biden than the Russian invasion for rising costs. That as Russian forces are feeling the cost of underestimating Ukrainian opposition. U.S. defense officials say that after taking heavy losses, some Russian troops are heading away from the capital.
Thus far, there is no clear evidence that he's pulling all of his forces out of Kyiv.
That as the attacks continue around Kyiv, despite Russian promises to ease up. President Biden was also asked about the U.S. intelligence assessment that Vladimir Putin's being misinformed by his advisors about how badly the war is going because they're afraid to upset him. The president saying the U.S. doesn't have a lot of hard evidence on this, but that Putin does appear to be self-isolating. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, by the way, here in Michigan, AAA reporting statewide average for a gallon of gas down a penny from yesterday, $4.09 a gallon right now.
Detroit police are on the lookout for a man accused of killing his brother. Police say 32-year-old Christopher Johnson Jr., the man you see there, is wanted for the shooting of his 22-year-old brother. It happened around 1:50 this morning on Sussex near Plymouth. Investigators believe an argument led to the shooting. If you have any information on the suspect, please contact Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.